Appearing one of the most admired personalities on reality TV, being labeled as a narcissist and a racist overnight can definitely have a toll on our collective minds. Amidst the controversy concerning the apparent racism of Morgan Piers, Osbourne has also come into the spotlight for her unconventional views and opinions. On the show, The Talk, this former sharp-tongued former America's Got Talent judge has left her viewers stunned for her abrasive and absent-minded racism. How could one defend an alleged racist and not expect some backlash? One might expect the 68-year-old reality star to learn to deal with the consequences of her straightforward views. The beginning of the allegations. On March 10th, in a discussion on whether Piers' comments on Meghan Markle could be labeled as racist, triggered a heated exchange of words between Sharon Osbourne and her co-host Cheryl Underwood. As mentioned above, her unexpected tantrum on the definition of racism began after the March 7 bombshell Oprah Winfrey interview with Prince Harry and Meghan, in which the Duchess openly discussed her life with the royal family. As a biracial woman, Meghan voiced out her dealings with mental health challenges during the course of her pregnancy. Following those bold allegations, Morgan Piers, who had been a dear friend to Osbourne, bluntly stated on live television that he did not believe a word the Duchess said. As it was expected, Piers was shammed for his statements against the Duchess, which he later on termed as an act of freedom of speech. I guess freedom of speech is limited to when you get to criticize other people. In this dire situation, as a near and dear friend of Piers, Osbourne jumped into the bandwagon of hate by tweeting her support of the British TV personality and friend to put off the fire and openly hold a healthy discussion with Osbourne on this matter. The Talk held a session discussing the implications of unintended racisms. There, Osbourne got into a heated debate with co-host Cheryl Underwood after Underwood calmly questioned why Osbourne would support someone who was racist in his stance against Meghan Markle. Taking this inquiry as a personal jab, Osbourne defensively added fuel to the fire by twisting her co-host's words. Her emotional stance began with the following statement, taking everyone on the panel by surprise. "Educate me, tell me when you have heard Piers Morgan say racist things? I very much feel like I'm about to be put in the electric chair because I have a friend who many people think is a racist, so that makes me a racist?" Following the highly concerning remarks on racism and discrimination, CBS had to put out a statement saying that Osbourne had made the decision to depart the show. However, everyone in the industry can see her services were no longer needed within the company. Moreover, The Talk has undergone a temporary hiatus as an aftermath of Osbourne's on-air outburst. In a statement released by the CBS administration to clear their name and separate their views from Sharon, they said, "The events of the March 10 broadcast were upsetting to everyone involved, including the audience watching at home. As part of our review, we concluded that Sharon's behavior toward her co-hosts during the March 10 episode did not align with our values for a respectful workplace." Shortly after this tantrum, a journalist by the name of Yashar Ali wrote a piece confronted Osbourne about her treatment of minority groups, which include people of color and LGBTQ+. Former Talk co-host Leary Minnie, who spoke on the record in the piece along with a number of unnamed sources, accusing Osbourne of using racist and homophobic language in the past when speaking about her colleagues. A spokesperson for Minnie confirmed the accuracy of her statements, as reported by Ali to CNN, and declined further comment. Therefore, it was proved that this former reality star had a history for using racist and homophobic remarks in the company of her peers. One of the abrasive comments being calling her former co-host Julie Chen, who is Asian American, names such as slanty eyes and wanton. Backtracking from her statement after receiving backlash for supporting Morgan, Osbourne was forced to release a public apology to declare her absolute disfavor for racism, misogyny or bullying. Justifying her reactions to Underwood's remarks, she stated that, "To anyone of color that I offended, and or to anyone that feels confused or let down by what I said, I am truly sorry. I panicked, felt blindsided, got defensive, and allowed my fears and horror of being accused of being racist take over. But I guess years of discrimination and prejudicial attitude is hard to unlearn in mere days." She was the subject of scandal once again when Robinson Peete, one of the original hosts of The Talk, came out with her own story of discrimination, saying that Osbourne complained Peete was too ghetto for the show, subsequently resulting in Peete's dismissal. Peete and fellow co-host Leary Minnie were released from the CBS daytime show after its first season in 2011. Rimini had previously came out with her personal experiences with Osbourne in a Twitter Q&A in 2012, declaring that Sharon thought me and Holly were ghetto, her words we were not funny, awkward and didn't know ourselves, and that Sharon said she asked for us to be fired. As expected, the BFFs banded together once again as Piers Morgan flocked to Sharon Osbourne's defense with a column piece for the Mail. One of the prevailing statements within this letter was that what's happened to Sharon and me in the past fortnight isn't really about Ms. Markle. He wholeheartedly believes that it's about a far bigger issue than one delusional duchess, and that's everyone's right to be free to express our honestly held opinions, forcefully and passionately, if we feel like it. The co-host of The View, Sherry Shepherd, commented on the situation, saying that she knows that colleagues can have heated debates on a panel like The Talk. However, the recent drama revolving around Sharon Osbourne crosses the line that couldn't be termed as a professional debate. Many have taunted Sharon for weaponizing her tears for justifying the bigoted opinions of Piers Morgan about a biracial duchess. Comedian Ray Sani highlighted the problem within this situation as following. This is Sharon Osbourne telling a black woman not to cry and demanding a definition of racism. As she sobs over Piers Morgan, who walked off his job, a mixed black co-worker calmly challenged his fixation on Meghan Markle. As an advocate for freedom of speech, note the sarcasm, Osbourne made her views on the accusations public by degrading the standing of a woman. Do these people really think before they speak? She told the Daily Mail on the 17th of March, "It's all crap. I don't want to go there with her. She makes her living out of outing people," she told the outlet. Sharon continued on attack on her former co-hosts and associated as her publicist. Howard Bragman labeled Rimini a disgruntled former talk show host before defending Osbourne. Conclusion. Steering clear from Sharon's ruined internet persona, CBS has announced that they will be using the time off to coordinate workshops, listening sessions, and training about equity, inclusion, and cultural awareness for all those involved with production of the talk, including the remaining hosts. Going forward, we are identifying plans to enhance the producing staff and producing procedures to better serve the hosts, the production, and, ultimately, our viewers, the network said. I guess that's all. What do you think about the views held by Sharon? And is her outburst justified in any way? Comment down below, and subscribe to our channel for the latest outbursts and accusations in the Hollywood scene.